Good day, Tic Tac. We're here on another dreary spring day. It's the 1st of June. The apple blossoms are basically done. As you can see, they're just all on the ground. I'm here on my 20th installment of the Waterside book reviews. We're back at the water today. Don't worry, folks. So we're here with Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell. A very interesting book. I liked it a lot. Basically, it was published in 1933, but he started writing it in 28 to about 32. And now that we're basically in the roaring 20s, midway through, if we look back at the stalled century model and history repeating itself, hauntology, now we're almost getting into what would be the Great Depression of the last century, and all models sort of point to we're going to be heading in the same sort of financial collapses again this century. And so with that in note, this book is very interesting because we get to look through the lenses of modernity of modern day, about 100 years prior. And basically, to give you a little rundown of the book, George Orwell, he was classically trained in the Etonian school system of the upper classes in England. And then he becomes an imperial police officer abroad, which he gets fired from. And then after that, he basically says, I'm going to submerge myself into the lower classes. I guess when he was an imperial police officer, he started seeing the poor, and that being so foreign to him, he decides to immerse himself in it. So he starts off in Paris, where he gets a job as a dishwasher at a seedy hotel, and is living in a Paris ghetto where he finds a wide range of lower class peoples, and he kind of goes through their stories and their plights and their situation. And then after that, he moves back to London, where he lives at a hostel, works at a workhouse and other sort of unskilled labor institutions, and he really gets a grasp of what it's like to not be born of privilege and to be born on the lower end of the stick. So now in 2025, especially post-COVID, everyone is no longer hanging out in bars, coffee shops, these sort of third-party venues, community spots. We're all in group chats and isolated online. And even though, there is an argument that the group chat is the modern coffee shop, it is the spot where people are socializing, there's still basically what I'm trying to say is, even though coffee shops and bars and these sort of public spots where you don't have to spend much money in to hang out are still a modern concept, in our sort of biology and our psychological makeup, hanging out at these places are very similar to huddling around a campfire as a nomadic sort of, prehistory human, compared to just having these sort of parasocial relationships like we do now with people that we don't really know if they're telling the truth or not, and who these people really are, and we garner relationships with them out of necessity at this point. So, it is interesting looking back through this with this book. It's a very fast book. It's a one-day read. I say there's value to reading it, especially looking at it from this point of view. And all right, Tic Tac, I hope you read this book. It's very accessible. Obviously, my copy's a little older. I got it at a secondhand store, probably 5-6 years ago. But yeah, enjoy yourselves, Tic Tac. Over and out.